Agbea. Don't forget you can watch us live on our website on www.ogtv.com.ng/live. For the latest news and reports, check us on these platforms: X at Ogun TV, Facebook at Ogun State Television, YouTube at OGTV Abeokuta, and TikTok at Ogun State Television. The First Lady, Senator Oluwemi Tinubu, has urged Nigerians to embrace environmental protection and cleanliness as a shared societal responsibility. Tinubu made a call in Abuja in a message to commemorate the International Day of Clean Energy 2026 with the theme Clean Energy for People and Planet. She said the day serves as a reminder to all Nigerians of their collective duty to protect and preserve the environment. The International Day of Clean Energy, observed annually on January 26, was declared by the United Nations General Assembly resolution. The day seeks to raise awareness and mobilize action for a just and inclusive transition to clean energy for the benefit of people and the planet. The Secretary of the Ijebu Council of Chiefs and Vice Chairman, Fusengbua Ruling House, Chief Adetokunbo Fasi Yusuf, has called on the state government to take punitive action against anyone working towards derailing the process of selecting a new Awujale of Ijebu land. Chief Yusuf, who made the call in Ijebu, they frowned at the action of some personalities who are bent on disrupting the selection process by promoting the interests of some candidates against the others. Yusuf Gani reports.
The recent suspension of the selection process of who becomes the next Awujale of Ijebuland by the state government is to ensure a each-free exercise among all the contestants. Secretary, Ijebu Council of Chiefs and the Vice Chairman, Fusengbua Ruling House, Chief Adetokunbo Fasi Yusuf, said it is fraudulent for anyone to alight names as the 2022 Obas and Chiefs law does not create any dichotomy, as all princes and princesses are seen to be equal. He said as regards the suspension of the selection process, government needs to provide reasons, as this would serve as a guide to ensure a hitch-free process.
So, if the government says today you come up again with a new list, or we continue with the process, so be it. As far as the Royal House is concerned, we have done our own bit. But if there's any malpractice or malpractices from our own side, they should point it out to us. And but I think we should be able to have a scapegoat. We should have scapegoats. That's why those who have sold their hands. Because if you are going to equity, you must come with a clean hands. So if people are mismanaging the process or rubbishing the process, they should be rubbished.
Chief Yusuf, who is also the Bagbeam of Ijebuland, noted that the selection process started with a meeting of 95 nominations but was later scaled down to 86. Just as he said, it was done taking into consideration the Obas and Chiefs law of 2022 to avoid litigations. He expressed surprise that after adopting the template set by the King's makers, names were highlighted while Otumbas were disqualified, an action which he described as porous and reckless.
The position of Otumba was a recent creation. It was created by Udale in 1985. That was after his problem with the late governor, Bison Obanjo. So, and he wanted to honor some people. He honored some chiefs, including the late senior colleague, Drew Onobli, my senior colleague, Kogun Toladini, and the rest. People like Oduchon and the late Oshibogun were made of Otumbas. So, it was ceremonial, not traditional. So, for people now to be coming up with something that Kabi said this and that, even if Kabi said this, it was all law by him. He might have just made a passing remark, but it was never written anywhere. It's not in our custom, it's not in our tradition, it's not even documented.
One of the contestants, Prince Adegboye Gabanjoko of Ilenla Quarters, Fusengbua Ruling House, while calling for a level playing ground for all contestants, took a sweep at those who are planning to hijack the selection process, calling on the state government to take decisive action against anyone caught culpable to serve as a deterrent to others.
Having commended His Excellency the Executive Governor for stopping the whole exercise, in furtherance, I believe that certain punitive measures should be put in place for everyone found culpable, either the giver or the takers. They should be, I believe that they should be, those who are aspirants should be removed from the race.
Another contestant, Prince Tajuddin Bello, called on the people to remain calm and government to investigate the graft allegation against some candidates and kingmakers, saying the Awujale throne should not be left to the highest bidder.
It is important to know that this decision was taken in response to serious allegations of irregularities and endorsements currently surrounding the nomination process. In this regard, the Ogun State government has acted responsibly and commendable by placing peace, equity, and credibility above all other considerations.
Chairman Ijebu-Deku government area, Honorable Dari Alebioshu, said the selecting process was suspended temporarily to guide against awesome practices, assuring that the process will soon restart.
It's a temporary suspension. Why is that? Is when we feel like the process, there's some hidden things going on, or there's a security breach, we as a responsive government, we have to come in and make sure everything goes on as it's supposed to be. So the process will begin shortly, and I want to assure you that the government is not interfering in the kingmakers affair, and we're not changing or moving the family, the Fusebua family that's supposed to produce a king. They are still going to produce their king. We are not interfering in anything.
While assuring the contestants and the people of a level playing ground, I will not watch situation degenerate into chaos. Yusuf Ganiyu, OGTV News.
The federal government has initiated measures to empower 14 million smallholder farmers as key drivers of the cassava bioethanol value chain development project, aiming to reduce fuel import costs and strengthen Nigeria's bioeconomy. This was disclosed by the Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Senator Abubakar Atiku Bagudu, in a statement signed by the Ministry's Director of Information and Public Relations, Mrs. Osagie Jacobs. Bagudu spoke at a two-day stakeholder capacity building workshop on the project for the Southeast Zone held last week in Enugu. He explained that the project is designed to integrate farmers into industrial production, linking agriculture to energy transition, rural development, and domestic value addition. Represented by the Director of Economic Growth, Mr. Awal Mohammed, Bagudu said the project could save Nigeria over 3 trillion naira annually in foreign exchange equivalent by blending bioethanol with premium motor spirit, thereby reducing reliance on imported fuel. The U.S. military is increasing material deliveries and intelligence sharing with Nigeria, AFRICOM's deputy commander disclosed as part of a broader American push to work with African militaries to go after Islamic State-linked militants. The Pentagon has also maintained open lines of communication with militaries in junta-led Sahel countries like Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali. Lieutenant General John Bremen said the increased cooperation with the federal government follows Washington's diplomatic pressure on Nigeria over jihadist violence in the country, but also as the U.S. military is becoming more aggressive in pursuing ISIS-linked targets on the continent. Last week's inaugural U.S.-Nigeria Joint Working Group meeting came roughly a month after the U.S. announced surprise Christmas Day strikes on ISIS-linked targets in northwest Nigeria. As part of activities marking the 70th anniversary of Mayflower School in Kenne, a major highlight is the commissioning of legacy projects by the wife of the Ogun State Governor, Mrs. Bamidele Abiodun, alongside the presentation of awards to deserving old students, popularly known as ex-Mays. Ekem Agro was present at the event and has the details.
A commissioning ceremony held within the historic school premises featured the unveiling of 14 key infrastructural projects facilitated by the Mayflower Old Students Association in collaboration with set committees and well-meaning individuals aimed at enhancing teaching, learning, and students' welfare. Speaking at the event, Mrs. Bamidele Abiodun commended Musa for his sustained commitment to the development of the institution, describing Mayflower School as a pride of Ogun State and a citadel that has produced men and women of character, discipline, and national relevance.
I urge the current committee and the Musa leadership to continue this spirit of greater collaboration. The Ogun State government remains committed to supporting initiatives that prioritize education and community development.
In his remarks, the president of Musa, Otumba Wale Abdul, says the project symbolized the enduring Mayflower spirit of unity and service, noting that the association remains resolute in preserving the legacy of academic excellence laid by the school's founder.
I'm so happy that we are all alive to celebrate 70th anniversary of our great institutions that built all of us, Mayflower School. I'm so glad that all classmates, all left-mates, everybody wants to be part of the 70th anniversary. They want to be part of the history making.
The event also featured the presentation of awards of excellence to distinguished ex-Mayflower students in recognition of their outstanding professional achievements, community service, and unwavering support for the growth of their alma mater. Recipients of the awards and ex-Mays expressed appreciation to Musa and the school management, pledging continued support and mentorship for the younger generation of Mayflower students.
The government cannot do it all. The old students need to, rise and see what they can do to complement the efforts of the government in ensuring that their schools remain the best that they want it to be. It's a legacy. Two people came together to form this, and we are just carrying on. Out of love, out of dedication, out of knowing that you can be what you want to be, you will be.
Mayflower molded us to what we are today. The self-reliance, the discipline, the education aspect, the do-it-yourself. We are so excited to be part of the 70th anniversary.
Also, a night out was organized as part of the activities lined up as the legendary musician King Sunny Ade played to celebrate 7 decades of academic excellence, leadership training, and national impact by Mayflower School. Ekem Agro, OGTV News.
Finale at its headquarters in the Wakajayi area of Ibadan, Oyo State. The event attracted members, parents, scholars, and well-wishers with a focus on promoting moral discipline, unity, and spiritual growth among youths. Testimony Common Affairs report is presented in this package.
The Shafauddin headquarters in Wakajayi comes alive with excitement, color, and spiritual devotion as members of the organization gathered for the grand finale of its activities. The event is graced by the Alaafin of Oyo, Oba Akim Abimbola Owade, adding royal splendor to the occasion. The grand finale marked the climax of the weeks of religious teachings, moral training, and youth engagement programs organized by the Shafauddin movement to instill discipline, faith, and good character among its members. Speaking at the event, the Alaafin of Oyo commends the organization for its commitment to promoting moral discipline and spiritual growth among youths. It stresses that religion and tradition must work hand in hand to inculcate values such as peace, respect and responsibility in society while offering prayers for unity, peace and progress in your state and the nation.
Wish you all try to embrace other religion, because definitely if we look at our family, you see that maybe your brother or your sister, definitely you have maybe one or two of them doing different religion. So as a result of that, we should always be having it at the back of our mind that we are brothers and sisters.
Also speaking, Alhaji Engineer Professor S.A. Olagoke, JP, describes the grand finale as a moment of reflection, thanksgiving, and renewed commitment to the core values of Islam. He emphasizes the importance of raising moral, upright youths in today's society. Other dignitaries at the event expressed satisfaction with the impact of the organization, noting positive changes in character, discipline, and religious commitment among the members.
I'm a Muslim. I'm a Yoruba man. You can't separate that. So religion, tradition, culture, everything, they are all in one cup. They are just like you are talking of tea, milk, and sugar. If you combine them appropriately, you will enjoy your taking.
Highlights of the program include Quranic recitations, lectures, prayers, parade, book launch, project inauguration, as well as special and award presentations by members, all aimed at strengthening unity and brotherhood. The grand finale also served as a platform to encourage parents and general public to support initiatives that promote moral values and peaceful coexistence in the society. The atmosphere at the Shafar.
The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has established new minimum standards for ATM deployment, operations, maintenance, and security. The Apex Bank said a new ratio contained in its circular titled Exposure of the Draft Guidelines on the Operations of Automated Teller Machines, ATMs, in Nigeria, released weekend, supersedes previous ATM regulations. According to the new regulation, all card users, issuers must deploy at least one ATM per 5,000 payment cards issued. This, the Apex Bank directed, must be fully achieved within 3 years, that is 100% by 2028, starting with 30% in the first year 2026. It added that ATMs must be located in a way that guarantees safety and security of users and confidentiality of transactions. They should not be placed outside buildings unless bolted to the floor. And now to the foreign scene. Protests continued in Minneapolis and other U.S. cities over the fatal shooting by immigration agents of 37-year-old intensive care nurse Alex Pretty. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz said America was at an inflection point and repeated calls for U.S. President Donald Trump to remove federal immigration agents from the city. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said Pretty Atov shot on Saturday because he was brandishing a gun. Local authorities deny this, adding that the gun was legally registered and that it was shot after the gun was removed. Trump has signaled that he might be willing to eventually withdraw ICE agents from the Minneapolis area, but has not given a time frame. And now to the world of sports. From world-class facilities to thrilling on-field drama, the 2025